Hello everyone, this is Parent Pursuit. Today I'm going to be replacing a few capacitors in this power supply. This is a Topward 6306D, and I don't have the schematic for it. I could probably get it from the company's website if I need it, but I just got this the other day for $145, and it's used, and just from age it needs a couple capacitors replaced before it gets any worse. This is what it looks like on the inside. You got your two power supplies, your left and right here, or the master and slave. But the failing capacitors that I had noticed, kind of hard to tell, but these two right in here, it's kind of bulging on top. I do think those are failed capacitors. The device still functions, but it might function better if those were replaced. And I can actually feel that they're bulging there. So I'm going to figure out how to get this little board out of there because it's kind of buried inside. I think if the front came off. Yeah, I'll try taking the front off first. Alright, so these 4 screws come out and 2 more on the bottom. This should just slide off. I'm going to have to support the... Should come off. Perfect. Undo a couple cables here. Okay, so I need to get a tool. Try to squeeze that little tab there. So I can get that to come out. I need 2 hands for this. And take that board out. Oh, how does those stay on? Oh, alright. I gotta get those 2 screws out, and as long as the heat sinks are supported by this bottom piece, I think I'm good. I could leave them there. Alright, I've clipped a few more zip ties. Clipped a few more zip ties. I can get to this. Do I see anything leaking? I'm not sure if it's... I don't think it's supposed to look like that, but I'll mark the board which side was negative and positive. Should be a pretty quick replacement. Let's see, what size do I need? Around 8,000 at 75 volts. Where did I see that? There it is. 8200, 75 volt. Get this. Got here. Maybe I'll use some of these nice ones. It's 200 volt. I can't find anything even close in my stuff. I'm going to test the voltage at which this runs at, so we can see what actually I need to find for voltage. Okay, we got power. Let me get the meter and test that. There it is. Alright, I get 51 volts with this turned all the way up. So they're rated at 75, but I could do with a 50 probably. Yeah, it's been hard to find. All I have is high voltage stuff and low voltage stuff. Nothing in between. 200 volts seems to be the... well, here's a 75, but look at that. Oh, 50. Well, that would work, except it's half the value. I mean, how's that even possible? I know they've gotten smaller over the years, but come on. It can't be that big of a difference. There, I took the lid off so I can visually inspect the seam, and it doesn't appear to have come out the top. Alright, I got it desoldered so I can measure it, but I noticed something really interesting over here where it's quiet. Listen to this. I don't think it's supposed to make that sound. I guess I could try another capacitor. See what a normal. We'll test one when it's about the same size. Oh wait, that has more posts. I want to make sure it's. Nope, no rattle. This one rattle? Well, it might. Let's see what the meter says. Got on diode check. It's not shorted. It's not open, but it's definitely not. I'm not going to keep it in here and use it until it fails because it could damage other things. Alright, so I'm going to find something to put in its place, I guess. Something that'll work for now. These are the closest I could find. $200-volt, 1500. The other option I have is pretty much nothing that'll fit in there. There's a 200-volt 1000, 200-volt 1000. I'm gonna probably put those in for now. Okay, here's the replacement put in. Negative is on the negative side. Double check that. Yep. So I'm probably still gonna order parts or try to find a part from a power supply or something that might have one of those. Let's see how it runs like this. There we go, and woo, there. Seems to be fine. I've been doing a little research online about these this brand and this capacity. I'm trying to find a 75-volt 8200 microfarad capacitor, and they don't seem to be a common size, or there are no pictures of it. I really doubted this being the actual size it says it is at 75 volts. This seems to be a very high number for that. And 75 volt is not a very common size capacitor. And the fact that it's rattling is just kind of odd. But this is what I found a picture of online, looking through parts of similar size. This says it's 6800. Well, it's 8200. But I'm wondering if this has a baby capacitor inside of it. I found a couple capacitors that should work in my stuff. These are Sprague 4000 microfarad 50 volt, and I have a matching set. Those will go on the board. That's what they look like, and should be able to slide it into those two holes there, almost like it was made for this. Yeah. Here's the other one. I just have to trim the lead so it'll fit, and then glue them or something so they don't wobble around from movement. Should fit in there perfectly, I hope. Now, let's see if it fits. Alright, here's the final board. I'll double check while I'm on camera. So we got negative on this side, negative on this side. Negative is the can, positive is the center. So I got positive in there, positive in there. They're both overlapping the same, so hopefully I did them both the same. That's going to go in there. Now, the weight of these, I don't like how it's wobbly like that, but it does have 3 points of contact on the board for mounting. I might try and find a piece of hard plastic to set in between these two so I can zip tie them together. Well, it's going to be a pretty tight fit, but I think it'll work. I'll get the screws back in and the bar goes here. I'll insulate the cans so they don't touch anything else. Should be good. Just barely fits, but it's definitely close enough to touch, so I put on some black tape around the metal bar there. I'll wedge something in here too so they don't shake around. Alright, it's all plugged in, ready to go. So let's do a test. There we go. I'm going to measure voltage. Okay, set on voltage, power's on. Good. Good. $19.3, 19.3. 31.6. Okay, let's try the other side. I'll get this one. That's supposed to be 5 volts. 5 volts, good. And over here, there, voltage. 31.7. Cool. It works. Alright, so here's the capacitor. I think it's going to have a little baby capacitor on the inside. So we'll cut it open. See something on it, but it still makes that rattling sound. What is that? Huh? It's not fake, but it's making that weird rattling noise. Huh. Well, it wasn't a counterfeit one, or at least it wasn't a one containing a cute baby capacitor. But I thought I'd unravel this and see if we can identify part of the failure. I did notice air bubbles in here. So capacitors usually a sheet of metal or 2 sheets of metal that are wound up a lot like a battery is. Okay, there's one of the connections. Cut myself doing this. There it goes. Okay, there's the bottom. So we got one connection Go into there. Oops. And roll it this way. You know, it was still probably good, but it was starting to fail. And that's a capacitor, unraveled capacitor. This should be aluminum capacitor. Oh, ripped it. There's the actual inside of a capacitor, electrolytic capacitor. Decent amount of metal there. But you can see it was definitely drying up and very thin for 75 volts. I just noticed this too. It smells like mold and ammonia mold. Capacitors usually don't smell like that. Ooh, fun.